Coach, tough night for the team, for you. First of all, I guess just tell us a little bit about what you were able to say to your guys there in the locker room just a few minutes ago.
Oh, I just told them that, we just got to stay together as a team, and unfortunately we didn't perform up to our capabilities. We give them credit. They came out and played better than we did, and they obviously earned to win the football game. So, again, we just got to bounce back. We got a short turnaround here, so we got to get back to work here. As I told them, come back here tomorrow. We're going to have a practice and get ready for Coastal.
Came out, first drive, you get the interception from Chris Turner. Did it feel like things were kind of going in the right direction at that point?
Well, obviously good that we get a turnover early as far as our defense did a good job there. They got, I think, 3 turnovers, in the game. And so they had some opportunities, and they made some things that happened. And we just were not able to get anything going offensively. So that was a little bit more the disappointment part of it all there, that we were just struggling to get something established. And since we got in the long yardage, was not able to overcome it.
5 of 18 tonight on third down. How important was it for them from a standpoint of putting you guys in some long yardage situations? What did they do to disrupt?
They did some things, but we just didn't execute as far as our O-line wise there. We, were able to protect as well as we were able to do it early on in our season. And then I think our running game, we didn't get that established, particularly early on. We was in long yardage, and it's tough that when you're 2nd and 11, your 3rd and 9, it's very difficult. And we got to make some of those kind of plays. We had some drop balls, and we had about 3 drop balls or 4 drop balls. And when you have those opportunities to make plays, we were not able to make them. And so that's what hurt us.
Was there edge pressure tonight a real issue for your offensive line?
Well, that was an issue. We, they got 2 good defensive ends. Number 8 there, he's a good football player, and LSC did caused some problems with us at our offensive tackle side of the ball. And but again, we still had opportunities to make plays, and we just didn't make them.
Biggest sequence of the game, was it back? You remember in the first half, Dante Shells had the ball ripped away there on the interception, and they come right back and score after that.
Well, yeah, they obviously had a kickoff return too. They ran all the way down, and again, they that turnover there was a huge deal there. They got the ball, they scored, and they got that ball, and then scored again real quick. And it was tough for us to overcome that as far as not able to have it. So it was a tussle. Their guy won the battle more than they did, and again, it just came down that they made more plays than we did, and so we got to rebound from that.
Offensively, Charleston Southern 514 yards tonight. What made them so tough out there? And it seemed like they were starting to get off some of those explosive plays that you talked about earlier this season.
Well, they got their running game going there. Gashers on a few plays that we didn't have gap integrity. We have somebody in that gap, and they wasn't there. And then they had a couple of long runs, and then their receiver made 1 or 2 plays. And I think that was the difference, is that they made plays when the opportunity presented it. We didn't make plays when our opportunity presented itself.
When you look at this senior class, tough way to go out for them here tonight, but another game, obviously, just you kind of put into words what they meant to you.
Well, I appreciate that their hard work, their dedication, and they're like family, and appreciate all that they're doing and they're going to continue to do, and they'll go to work and battle for this next ball game there. So again, they're out here to serve in the Lord, and that's what we're all about to do.
Guys out there fighting. Will Brown was out there fighting tonight. He tried to play through, I guess it was ankle or knee or something like that. He was banged up most of the night. You had a couple others as well.
Yeah, just ankle and things of that nature. But again, he's a tough guy, and he fought through it. He went as long as he could go. And again, our guys got a lot of heart. They had a lot of fight and get involved in some things of trying to continue to help their teammates. And so they did that. We played hard, but again, just wasn't enough.
Did you like your team's poise tonight at all? When they fell behind early on.
Well, I thought they kept playing. That's all I can ask for them to do. And, again, we're just waiting to make the plays. I thought our defense still continued to play hard. Offense, we finally had a few things kind of got going for us and all that, but we just was too late a little bit as far as trying to get things established early on there, get so far behind. And I didn't want to get into just a throwing match every single down. We had to mix it up in that opportunity. We just weren't able to stop them in the third quarter. It was huge to try to get something started, score and stop them, but we were not able to do that.
Lastly, how different is this week going to be with the short turnaround?
Well, it's going to be different from the standpoint, 24 hours, less than 24 hours from now, we'll be back on the practice field getting ready for Coastal. So it's a quick turnaround and getting ready for the next opponent and be ready to play our next football game.
Coach, appreciate the time.
All righty. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Kendall, tough loss here tonight for you guys, obviously. What's the mood right now, though, as this team still has another game to play?
Yeah, we still have another game to play. It's sad, but you go back on the field to practice tomorrow. So, we got a game in 5 days, so we got to just, move on and hopefully have a chance to continue moving on in the playoffs. And we just got to win next week. We got to just have our heads high and, just execute next week. Today we started off slow and, it's just something we just got to execute for next week. So.
How disappointing is it? I mean, it sounds like a silly question, I'm sure, but I mean, just to know that everything was right there, and now it's out of your hands.
Yeah, I mean it's really disappointing. We all down. Since the summer we've been talking about conference championship. And then next week we just all came down today. Not saying we might not have a chance for next week, but and see how the Chuck South and Kennesaw State game goes, but. We just gotta move on, and just put that aside and just pray for the Lord to, put us in the right position next week. So I guess.
Let's talk about something on a bright note. 3 catches tonight, 93 yards, career night for you. You also caught your first career touchdown on your last game here at the stadium, potentially. Just take us back to that play and the emotions of that.
I mean, it felt good, score a touchdown with your teammates that you've been working out with the whole summer. It feels good. It feels good. So.
I mean, it's good to go back beyond that. I mean, you've been here for years now, and you finally get in the end zone. And you do it against a top 25 team.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It feels good. The win would have been better. You know what I mean? So it's still good. It's still good.
What's the preparation going to be like here this week? You think with a shorter week, Thursday game coming up? How's this team going to find the resolve to stay together?
I think fast pace. Tomorrow we back in full pads, so and then we fly out to Coastal Carolina on Wednesday. So it's just gonna be a quick week, and we just gotta, put everything in the notebook and just be ready for this game. So.
All right, Kendall, appreciate your time.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
The mood was expected. It wasn't great, but I feel like the team's just, trying to find that inner strength that we got to find so that, we can go next week and play our best football game.
You know that there is still an opportunity for you guys to get into the playoffs. It's not in your hands anymore, but with Kennesaw State, if they beat Charleston Southern, it still happens for you. Do you take some solace in that? Do you kind of channel some of that into this game against Coastal?
We just got to approach every game the same way. There's not really much of channeling. It's just you just got to approach every game the same exact way. And we got to go out there and approach it with a better mindset, and we got to go out there and perform and really give it our all and play our best football. And that's really all there is to it.
How do you feel like you guys came out tonight?
We came out with a good mindset. It's just we just couldn't get it going. We made some mistakes. Everybody played their hearts out, but we just made some critical errors that we just couldn't bounce back from.
A couple of quick scores for them in the second quarter. It looked like it went from 17 to 31 there, and a real quick turnaround. Just to kind of take us back to those two sequences there. They had the explosive plays, and we didn't limit the explosive plays like we were supposed to. And when you don't do that, that's what happens. And we're still a great defense, and everybody played their hearts out, but they had too many explosive plays on us, and that's something we got to get corrected. Coach Gill talked about gap integrity tonight. Was that something where you guys really struggled?
I'd say in some areas maybe, but I feel like for the majority of the night we really kept a good gap integrity. They'd had a few of the explosive plays off of the gaps, but for the majority of the night we really played really hard on defense. We just got to get things corrected.
Well, as you turn your sights to Coastal Carolina, you got good memories from the last time we were down there a couple of years ago. What would a win down there mean at this point, and what would that do for the season?
It'd give us a good record, give us a good win and a good edge, a good feeling going out into the postseason, and just hopefully it'll all work itself out. I'm glad that we at least secured a share of the title, and that gives us confidence going into next week. That if we just win this game and let everything else take care of itself, one, we're Big South champions, and two, we got a shot in the playoffs.
Dexter, appreciate your time, and wish you the best of luck coming up next week. Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you very much.